Hear that? That's the sound of someone trying to steal your crypto. Every day, thousands of hackers online are doing the same. That's why Arculus uses air-gapped cold storage technology to protect your assets. Using our keycard and wallet app to form a protective barrier, Arculus insulates you from hackers and puts control of your digital assets back in your hands. Order the first truly air-gapped crypto wallet at getarculus.com.
Odyssey's going back to school, and we've got all the supplies you need, like A+ exclusive music stations and podcasts to help you or your student excel. Wake up and get the school day started with Acoustic Sunrise, the best mix of acoustic pop. Hit the books with Classical Odyssey, passionate classical music to help you focus while you study. Listen to essential school podcasts like Grammar Girl's Quick and Dirty Tips for Better Writing, and be inspired with TED Talks Daily. Get back to school with new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts on Odyssey.
Welcome into Vern's post-game show.
Bouncer toward the middle. Second base, Whit Merrifield gloves it, throws off balance. He got him at first base.
Presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City.
Merrifield's going to try to score. A good throw home could get him. Then the throw is not in time.
And CM Mosenson Heating, Cooling, and Generators.
Here's Dozier. Hunter singled, scored, and drove in a run in the first inning. He's 1 for 3, and there's a line drive to deep left field, and that is gone.
You're listening to Vern's post-game show on your exclusive home for Royals baseball, 610 Sports Radio. Here's Josh Vernier.
Yeah, and the top-notch baseball continues from your Kansas City Royals. 7-1 the final score. They take the opener in Houston as the largest underdog of the Major League Baseball slate. Zach Greinke heading to Cooperstown. Daniel Lynch making his 9th career start, and the Royals dominate the game. The better starting pitcher, the better bullpen, the better offense, the better base running team, the better defensive team. The Royals, again, the better team when facing the first place Houston Astros. Royals have won 7 of 8. They've taken 4 of the 5 meetings from the front-running Stros. They win the season series. And to me, it's not even so much the result. Winning is always better than losing, obviously. But yeah, I'm not getting too caught up with Whit Merrifield having a big day offensively, coming up a home run shy of the cycle. Now, Salvador Perez, his 299th career multi-hit game. He runs into his 33rd home run of the season and sets a new career high with 81 RBI this season. I'm not getting caught up in the offense or the defense or the base running. Guys, you know where I'm at heading down the stretch. You know where I'm at in these final 38 games. I am locked in on these young pitchers. And boy, oh boy, I hope you are as well, because Daniel Lynch, again, the origin story of tonight's 7-1 victory goes back to Daniel Lynch, the 24-year-old lefty in his 6th starts since being recalled from Omaha. 5 innings of 1-run baseball against one of the 2 or 3 best offenses in all of Major League Baseball. Meaning, Daniel Lynch, who has 9 big league starts now under his belt, faced arguably the best offense in Major League Baseball twice in a week, once with the Crawford boxes breathing down his neck, and he limited that offense, an offense that averages more than 5 runs a game. Daniel Lynch has been able to hold that offense to 2 runs across 2 starts. 2 runs in 12 innings. Daniel Lynch picks up the win. The slider was devastating tonight. He ran into some trouble. Look, this wasn't a breeze for Daniel Lynch. That's why I tell you it's 5 innings of 1-run baseball. Now, five innings of 1-run baseball against the Houston Astros is solid. I'll take that from anyone. And I mean anyone, not just any Royal, I mean any pitcher. You're going into Minute Maid Park. You can hold down that offense to 1 run over 5 innings. I'll take it. I don't care if your name is Daniel Lynch or Clayton Kershaw. I'll take it. 5 innings of 1-run baseball. Started to nibble a little bit in the 3rd inning. Walked the 9-hitter. Ultimately paid for it. But he's able to hold the Astros to 1 in that 3rd inning. Had bases loaded. Had 2 on with 2 out in that 3rd inning and gets Yordan Alvarez to line out to left field. Again in the 5th inning, he walks the 9-hitter and almost paid for it. Now this time he did have the bases juiced with 2 outs, and again, the big, imposing left-handed monster with one of the best and most impressive offensive stat lines in the American League. Yordan Alvarez standing in the box. And again, Daniel Lynch comes out on top. He gets Alvarez to ground out with the bases loaded and the Royals clinging to a 1-run lead. Yeah, this game was 2-1 Royals up until the 7th inning. Yeah, I tell you, if you missed the game and you're listening to this on the podcast later on tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever you're listening to this and you hear 7-1, and I'm in a good mood, we're all celebrating and Royals fans are smiling all over the city. This wasn't comfortable until the last 45, 60 minutes of the night. It was a 2-1 lead after the 3rd inning, and that 2-1 score was maintained until the Royals put 2 on the board in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and then they cruised to a 7-1 victory. So you look at that 5th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Daniel Lynch, whether you want to go through the at-bat that he had against Michael Brantley with 2 on and only 1 out, or you want to dive into that at-bat, we might do that a little bit later, that Yordan Alvarez bat in the 5th inning, some impressive stuff for a kid with, again, a single digit next to the statistic header career starts. Tonight was just number 9 for Daniel Lynch. And now when you look at these 6 starts since being recalled, he's averaging just about 6 innings per start. He's 1 out away. 1 more out today, and it would have been a perfect 36 innings across 6 starts. Nonetheless, 6 starts, 35 2/3 innings with an ERA of 2.27. Opponents have a batting average of 227 against the 6'6 lefty. Domingo Tapia, you want to talk about fearless. This dude comes in with 2 on and nobody out. Now, I know we're going to be diving into that bottom of the 6th inning. Mike Matheny just told us moments ago that, that's the ball game right there. That was, without question, I'll show my hand right now. That was the key moment of the game. We'll dive into it a little bit later. But 2 on, nobody out. Mike Matheny brings Domingo Tapia in for Daniel Lynch, and Tapia needs 9 pitches to get out of that inning unscathed. And then Tapia and Lovelady team up to attack the top of the Houston lineup, and they get through that 7th inning unscathed. Royals win 7-1. The phone lines are open for you, 913-576-7610. That's 913-576-7610. 7610. Yes, impressive night for Domingo Tapia. Nice night for Richard Lovelady. But again, it's all about Daniel Lynch. It is. Sure, my game notes, I got some love for the at-bats of Ryan O'Hearn and Emmanuel Rivera in that 2nd inning. A beautiful approach from the both of them. Salvador Perez with his 33rd home run. Whit Merrifield doing his thing with that 2-run triple. Don't want to shortchange the all-star second baseman. That 2-run triple in the 8th inning. And we could even talk about the Royals capitalizing on the Houston mistakes. Again, Houston sloppy, man. You and I know what it takes. Well, as fans and media, we've observed what it takes to win a championship. The kind of well-roundedness, making the routine play on the defensive side of things, making the routine play look routine. smart, heady base runners. Now, we watched it throughout that postseason run in 2014 and, of course, throughout the summer of 2015. We know what championship baseball needs to look like, and boy, Houston, what's going on right now? Some poor decisions on the base paths, some lack of composure moments in the field. Defensively, it turns into a run for the Royals there in the 7th inning. Hey, I'll take it. And I'm not trying to shortchange what the offense did tonight. 13 hits on the heels of a game yesterday in which they had 16 hits. So credit to the offense, no doubt. And let's give some love to Domingo Tapia and Richard Lovelady. Kyle Zimmer, welcome back. Irvin Santana, way to do that thing in the 9th inning. Yeah, we can give love. And then defensively, Michael A. Taylor with his 9th outfield assist. We can give love where it is needed. But let's not get anything confused. The conversation, the celebration begins and more than likely ends with Daniel Lynch. He's now 4-3 on the season. The Royals pick up win number 56 on the season. 56-68 with 38 to play. 913-576-7610 is our phone number. That's 913-576-7610. My game notes are brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. Be in the know with Southland Tow. We'll hear from Daniel Lynch and get to your thoughts after this.
You're listening to Vern's Postgame Show, presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City and CM Mose & Son Heating, Cooling, and Generators on 610 Sports Radio. This is Vern's Postgame Show, presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City and CM Mose & Son Heating, Cooling, and Generators. It's the play of the game.
Swung on, hit high in the air, deep to left field. That's a way back, and that ball is gone.
Designed by Mazaris Jewelry that has dazzled Kansas City for over 40 years.
2-1 pitch to the Royals catcher, and he'll swing and hit it well. Deep left center, that's way back, and that's gone. It's a home run in and out of the Crawford boxes over that high wall in left field. Salvador extends his career high with his 33rd home run. It's now a career-high 81 RBIs, and the Royals' lead is 2-0.
Steve Stewart on the call, as heard here on 610 Sports Radio. Salvador Perez continuing to climb the record books. Home run number 33. It put the Royals ahead 2-1. They would win 7-1. Salvia's now driven in the game-winning run in 13 of the Royals' 56 victories. 23% of the Royals' dubs have come courtesy of the bat of the great number 13. 913-576-7610 is our phone number. Again, the play of the game presented by Mazaris Jewelry. Jewelry that's dazzled Kansas City for over 40 years. Tomorrow morning at 7:50, the guys on Fesco in the Morning will ask you who was the key player in last night's play of the game. Call them up, let them know it was Salvador Perez, and you could win some free pizza and qualify to win a $250 gift card to Mazaris Jewelry. All right, Royals win 7-1. Let's hear from you. And we start off in Grain Valley. Travis, you're hitting leadoff. Go ahead, Trav.
Hello, Vern. How's it going, buddy?
You got me freaked out, Trav. What'd you think about this dub?
Anyways, I love Nick. He's a super dude good dude. I'm sorry, I've been drinking. Anyways, I just love the way the Royals are playing, man. I just wish that we could just keep this up all year long. Why can't they do this all year long, buddy?
All right, pull it together, Travis. All right, pull it together, bro. For God's sakes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vern. God. I look back to your old show on Vern days. Anyways, I just want the Royals to just make us happy.
All right. Trav, I got you, man. I appreciate the phone call and I appreciate the love, but clean it up. Brady Singer on the mound tomorrow, 7:10 for the first pitch. The baton has been handed to Brady Singer. He is the next 25 or younger. Royals arm on the bump. You saw what Lynch did tonight, holding down this behemoth of an offense of the Houston Astros, holding them to 1 run over 5 innings. This on the heels of Carlos Hernandez's gem yesterday at Wrigley. 7 innings of 1-run baseball, and then you want to talk about a gem. How about a no-no through 6? Chris Bubich back on Saturday. 3 straight stellar performances from 24-year-olds and now a 25-year-old on the hill tomorrow. Again, Brady Singer faces fellow right-hander Luis Garcia. 7:10 for the first pitch. I'll be on the air at 6 o'clock. The story of this game, of course, is Daniel Lynch. And yes, I see Dan from KCK writing in on the text line that the play of the game should have been the double play in the 6th inning. Dan, you're probably right. I mean, you are right. Yeah, yes, the true play of the game was Domingo Tapia inducing that 5-4-3 inning-ending double play with 2 on and 1 out in the 6th inning of a 1-run game. There's no question, Dan. But I want to make sure that somebody wins that free pizza and qualifies for a $250 gift card to Mazzari's Jewelry. I know everyone's going to remember the Salvi home run, so yeah, you know what? I am kind of dumbing this down. And you know what, Trav, in Grain Valley, you fit right in. Let's hear what Daniel Lynch had to say after this one.
Hey, Daniel. I think you've faced teams back-to-back before, but for you to do that, this past week with this team, what was your approach going into today?
Honestly, I think the alternate site last year was the best preparation for this that there possibly could have been. That's kind of what I sort of went back to because I was facing the exact same hitters week after week after week after week after week. And I honestly felt like I liked that at times because I could learn their tendencies and kind of learn different ways to get them out. Obviously, it's a little different here in the big leagues. You know, guys are really smart and know how to, adjust. But I felt like Salvi helped me do a really good job of adjusting, and he really pulled me through. And so I felt like, although we faced the same team, there was a bit of a different approach this time. When
you navigated around that bases loaded jam in the 5th, what was your approach there, especially with Yuli Gurriel and then Alvarez as well?
I thought I made 2 pretty good pitches to Gurriel that got called balls. I'm not sure whether they were balls or strikes. The umpire called them balls, so they were balls. But I was actually okay to walk him there with 2 outs to get to the lefty, and so that's kind of what we went for. We didn't want to give him something since he seemed like he was seeing me pretty well, not to give him something and then move on to the lefty. And then it was just try to execute a good pitch, and I felt like I did it, and Nicky made a nice play. It was a really good answer.
Hey, Daniel. I think in the interview you did with Monty, you talked just about how important you feel like location is at this point. I mean, as you're navigating a lineup like that and in some of those spots like the Gurriel at bat and Alvarez at bat, I mean, how important is location? It's obvious, but in those spots, in those specific spots.
Yeah, I mean, those are just guys you got to be really careful with, right? Like, I think, although I felt like I wasn't very pleased with how well I commanded my fastball tonight, I really didn't miss in the middle of the plate very much. And so you can kind of be okay with it. I felt like, the pitch that Gurriel had hit that double on was where I wanted it to be. It was a pretty good pitch. He kind of just got the bat out there and hit it. And so I try not to get too frustrated about that because I did what I needed to do. And baseball, sometimes the ball falls in there. You put a good swing on it. He's a really good player. So
did it feel like you had your slider all night? I mean, obviously early it looked like it was a lot of swing and miss, and then at the end too. Did you have it all night?
Yeah. That was I felt like tonight it was really clicking, and I felt like I could kind of throw it where I wanted to. I was getting some I felt like I was throwing it where I needed to throw it.
Hey, Daniel, you mentioned that in that those at bats there with Gurriel, Alvarez, because I think you got Alvarez earlier too to strand a couple of guys on base. Was there just a particular thing about that matchup that you felt worked well in your favor? Because obviously that's a dangerous hitter. Not that the other guys aren't either, but I mean, it's just a lefty matchup that you just have some confidence in that.
I thought I made good pitches to him. I think I said it last. I mean, if you leave something in the middle of the plate, it's not really going to matter. He's one of the premier hitters in the league. So I felt like maybe there was some heightened focus there when he was up. And I felt like I did a pretty good job at executing to him. And I felt like that's why the result was good.
And you mentioned the fastball command. Was it just that maybe it just looked like it on the screen, but like it seemed like there was late run to that? I mean, is that one of those things where it's just like it's hard to command, but also it makes it, it's something that's not a bad thing because it's, the late life on the fastball, something you want to?
Yeah, I've been throwing actually a lot more sinkers now. I mean, tonight I threw probably predominantly sinkers, which is new. I like last year and the beginning of this year, I didn't throw any at all. And then once I've gotten here, I've kind of – Salvi was encouraging me that it was a good pitch, and Cam have both encouraged me to try to mix it in a little bit more. And I think tonight, just because we wanted to switch the game plan up a little bit, that was kind of why. But you're right. It was kind of taken off, and I was – they weren't very competitive.
Yeah, I just wondered, I mean, with Domingo Tapia and Lovelady and the whole bullpen really behind you, just how – I mean, for them to kind of clean it up the way they did, what did you think of that?
Yeah, I feel like Tapia saved me. Like, that might be the second or third time. I feel really confident when he's – I mean, any of our guys I have a lot of trust in. And, he came in and made some really big pitches. And for me, it's like if I give up the run, whatever. I mean, he really saved the team, and he, really put a stop right there and then propelled us to go and score some more runs and get a win tonight.
That's Daniel Lynch, and let's get to it. Let's get to the key moment of the game with LMC Truck, the key to keeping generations on the road. It is that bottom of the sixth inning and what Daniel's talking about there with Domingo Tapia. Again, this should be the play of the game. I just honestly question whether or not people know who Domingo Tapia is. So I want to make sure we give that free pizza away and qualify someone to win a $250 gift card to Mazarese Jewelry. But you even heard the first question from Annie Rogers of MLB.com asking Daniel about the bases loaded situation there in the fifth inning. And to quickly go through both the fifth and the sixth, Royals are up 2-1 entering the fifth inning. Daniel Lynch is at only 59 pitches. He strikes out the first batter that he faces. He nibbles to the 9-hitter Martin Maldonado and walks him on 5 pitches. Jose Altuve then belts a fat changeup in the middle of the plate, so you got second and third with only 1 out. And then the way that Lynch and Salvi attacked Michael Brantley was beautiful. Of a four-seamer down, now across the plate, but down and in the strike zone. So strike one to Michael Brantley, you show him your fastball, and then that sinker that you just heard Daniel talking about. The two-seamer running away from the left-handed hitting, running in on the left-handed hitting Michael Brantley, coming from the lefty and Daniel Lynch. The sinker runs in on Brantley, and he rolls over, grounds out to Whit Merrifield. Runners do not advance as the possible Gold Glove second baseman Whit Merrifield looks the runners back. So now second and third with 2 outs. Daniel Lynch careful with Yuli Gurriel, as he just described, because you got the lefty waiting on deck, and Gurriel squared him up twice in his previous 2 at-bats. So he walks Yuli. Loads the bases with 2 outs. And he gets Yordan Alvarez to roll over one, the second pitch that he sees, and he wiggles out of that bases loaded 2-out jam in the fifth inning, and the Royals hang on to that 1-run lead. So now he's at 78 pitches. The lead is still 2-1 Royals as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, and Carlos Correa leading off hits a ground ball to the left side, fielded by Emmanuel Rivera, but then he airmails it to first. So Correa reaches on an error, and I don't know about you, I thought that was certainly going to end up in at least the game-tying run. Good teams, first-place teams, championship teams, when you make a mistake like that, the leadoff man on in a 1-run game, and the leadoff man is a world champion like Carlos Correa, and you got a pretty good hitter like Aledmys Diaz coming to the dish next. Yeah, I thought this game was going to be tied up at 2. And Aledmys Diaz has an 8-pitch at bat. That was a great battle between Daniel Lynch and Aledmys Diaz. But on that 8th pitch, Lynch leaves a slider up. Diaz slaps it back up the middle. And we got first and second, nobody out. Game tying run on second. Possible game winning run on first. Jake Myers step into the dish. Domingo Tapia coming in out of the bullpen, and he's attacking. You see no fear on the face or in the stuff of Domingo Tapia. That heavy sinker coming in there at 96 to 99 miles per hour. He gets Myers swinging. And then Tyler Jones grounds into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. Domingo Tapia with, yes, the between you and me play of the game. But for sake of Mazzarese jewelry and for the Royals fans that are out to win some Mazzarese jewelry, we'll tell them that it was Salvador Perez. But the key moment of the game with LMC Truck, the key to keeping generations on the road, that's the bottom of the 6th inning. And Domingo Tapia coming in 9 pitches to get 3 outs. Key moment of the game brought to you by Rawhide Harley-Davidson, the #1 new volume dealer in Kansas. 913-576-7610 is our phone number. Joey in Grain Valley. Simply put, Daniel Lynch steals the show again. T-Dog writes in, Vern, these boys just don't seem to want to quit. 5 weeks to go, and yes, I think we can make a run at 500. Let's go Royals, signed T-Dog. Make a run at 500, eh? 38 games to go. You would have to finish 12 games above 500. That means you'd have to go 30-18 down the stretch. I hope you're right, T-Dog. I hope you're right. We'll hear from Domingo Tapia and Emmanuel Rivera when we get back following a 7-1 Royals victory.
You're listening to Vern's Postgame Show, presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City and CM Mose & Son Heating, Cooling, and Generators on 610 Sports Radio. This is Vern's Postgame Show, presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City and CM Mose & Son Heating, Cooling, and Generators.
Long pause, now the 1-1, and a swing and a grounder to third. Rivera has it, goes to second, 1 on to first, that's 2. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and another great job by Domingo Tapia, who's about to be greeted warmly with a big high five from Daniel Lynch. We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Royals lead this game 2-1.
Yeah, huge spot again. A key moment in the game, bottom of the 6th inning, 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Steve Stewart on the call, as heard here on 610 Sports Radio. 2-1 after 7. 7-1 after 9. Royals take the opener down in Houston, 7-1. The final score, they take the season series from the Astros. And the Royals have now won 5 straight on the road, and since July 20th, they have the 3rd best record in the American League. Now, a quick apology to T-Dog. My math was incorrect. Thank you for not jumping on the text line and roasting me for that. But to get to 500, the Royals would have to go 25-13 down the stretch. 25-13. That seems still not very likely. Let's hear what Domingo Tapia had to say after the game. Now, what you're going to hear is edited. It is the questions from the members of the Kansas City media, and then the response of Domingo Tapia through Royals' assistant strength and conditioning coach, who serves as translator for us as well, Luis Perez. So this is Luis Perez translating for Domingo Tapia following Tapia's huge hold there in the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's hear Domingo Tapia. You get it. Here's Domingo Tapia.
Hey, Domingo. When you come in that 6th inning there, what's your approach and what's your mindset as you face that situation?
Always trying to throw strikes. If we throw strikes,
he has 99% chances of getting people out.
That double play, is that what you were hoping for there with the grounder, and how much confidence did you have in the defense to be able to execute that?
Yeah, he was trusting that he was gonna get it with the hitter. He relies a lot on the sinker, and that's the pitch to get it.
Yeah, hey Domingo. You mentioned throwing strikes, and it's something you've done. I mean, since you've gotten to the big leagues here with this club. I mean, what has allowed you to be so successful at doing that since you've gotten to the Royals?
Keeping his mechanics organized and trying to locate wherever the catcher is putting the glove down, and that's really it.
And then how much has your slider progressed? I mean, I know Mike Matheny's talked a lot about it. Just since you've gotten here, how much has that pitch kind of progressed, do you feel like?
He has a lot of confidence with it. He has been throwing it a lot. The work started in AAA with the pitching coach, and then he carried it over here. Yeah, it's now a pitch that he can rely on and throw it anytime.
Hey, Domingo, in these recent outings, it seems like you've come in a bunch to finish off innings. I was curious how comfortable you are or confident you are just, being tossed in there with men on base and in tight situations like that.
Yeah, you have to be confident. You come in 1 or 2 outs, you're always looking for a ground ball. He relies on his sinker, and it's about throwing in strikes and making it work.
Since getting called up to the Royals, Domingo Tapia tonight picks up his second hold, but he's thrown 15 1/3 innings, 14 strikeouts in those 15 1/3 innings, and a 2.25 ERA out of the bullpen for Mike Matheny. Royals win 7-1. The story of the game, of course, the guy that started on the mound, Daniel Lynch. Now, through 6 starts since being recalled, he has a 2.27 ERA. And what do you say about this rotation? What do you say about the Royals' run of late? Well, you say the base running has been exceptional. The defense has been stout. But it all begins on the mound with this rotation. Royals have won 7 of 8. In that stretch, their starting pitchers, on average, are giving them more than 6 innings of starts. Their starters are 5-0 in those 8 games, and their starters have an ERA of 2.74. So, stout defense, exceptional base running, a 2.74 ERA over the last 8 games from your rotation when they're giving you more than 6 innings per. I'll call that exceptional starting pitching. Very good relief pitching. And then the offense. In my opinion, the 5th best facet on the team during this stretch in which they've won 7 of 8. And that to me is not as encouraging as the young pitching, but it's a close second. The fact that every other aspect of this team is doing more of the heavy lifting than the offense. I think that is a terrific sign for 2022. Again, Royals win 7-1. We'll hear from Emmanuel Rivera, who collected his first career 3-hit game, and now, over his last 7, Rivera's hitting .385. He hits a RBI double with 2 outs in the second inning. A beautiful approach against Zach Greinke. A 1-1 pitch on the outside part of the plate. He doesn't try to get big. He just goes with the pitch and hits it to right field for an RBI double. Comes to the dish again with a man on and nobody out in the 7th, and he singles right back up the middle, just like the old man taught you. And then steps up to the plate in the 8th inning and comes through with another RBI knock back up the middle. 3 for 4, a pair of runs scored, a pair of runs driven in. Quite the night for Emmanuel Rivera. Let's hear what he had to say after this one.
Hey, Emmanuel. I guess first, just for you, I mean, 3 hits tonight. How locked in did you feel at the plate?
Just like every day, try to get a good pitch and put a good swing to it.
It seemed like, seems like you're always kind of staying to the middle. How much is that your approach, or is it just kind of matchup wise and game plan specific?
That's always been his approach. Always stand to the middle.
Hey, Manuel, I was curious that first at bat, Greinke obviously didn't give up a whole lot. Were you looking for anything in particular? Did you have a good idea what you were going to get when you went up there?
He went that bat looking for his fastball. He got the chance to watch him throw when we were at home, and he just got ready for that fastball on that one.
What is you guys as a group? The lineup has really been able to string together lots of hits and runs in multiple innings these last couple of days. What's been the big key, do you think?
Always looking for good pitches to hit, and we're being aggressive at the plate.
Hey, Manuel, how much do you think playing every day has really helped you find a groove offensively and defensively as well?
It definitely helps. You continue to make adjustments, and you just worry about doing what you can control.
Again, that is Emmanuel Rivera as translated through Royals assistant strength and conditioning coach Luis Perez, so we appreciate his help. Sounds of the game courtesy of Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967. Let's take a look at the Jays Southland Tow Service text line, 913-576-7610. Spike up in St. Joe says the Royals got the pitching and the hitting and the defense and the base running. They got it all working. Keep it rocking, Royals. And then Kevin down in Dallas-Fort Worth is curious just how bad were the pitchers squeezed tonight. I thought it was pretty balanced, to be quite honest with you, Kevin. I thought, I thought every pitcher that took the mound was squeezed at some point. Now, I'm exaggerating. Maybe not every pitcher, not all 10 pitchers that we saw, 5 for each, but a majority of the 10, I would say, were squeezed on occasion, but I thought it was pretty balanced. Certainly nothing that I would want to complain about on this show, and I can't imagine the Houston version of me is complaining either. What do you think the Houston version of me is like? I think he has more hair. Let's take a look at what's coming up next with our friends at Bickamer Electric. Tomorrow, Brady Singer is on the bump as he squares off with Luis Garcia. It's a 7:10 first pitch, and I'll be on the air starting at 6 o'clock. Mike Minor, he goes in the finale on Wednesday afternoon, squaring off with Mr. Throat Slash, Lance McCullers. That's a 1:10 first pitch on Wednesday afternoon. Everybody's got more hair. What am I talking about? Royals win 7-1. They're just one of the hottest teams in baseball. Got to go bookend the season. Red hot. April. Let's keep it going in September. Why not? Let's carry this bad boy into the offseason. Nick Price, congratulations on your winnings tonight. See, that's why you bet on the Royals, ladies and gentlemen. You win money. Enjoy the rest of your night, Kansas City. Take care.
You've been listening to Vern's Postgame Show, presented by Rainer Garage Doors of Kansas City and CM Mosen Son Heating, Cooling, and Generators.
Sal gets into one again, blasts it deep to left. That's away back and gone.
On your home for Royals baseball, 610 Sports Radio. We now take you back to regularly scheduled programming.
I'm Erin Ryan, political commentator, comedy writer, and host of Crooked Media's Hysteria.
And I'm co-host Alyssa Mastromonaco, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama.
Each week on Hysteria, we are joined by a team of hilariously opinionated ladies to discuss the headlines from the serious to the absurd.
We cover everything from reproductive rights to rom-coms and break down the political news of the week and cultural stories that affect women's lives.
New episodes of Hysteria drop every Thursday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You want to know what wagertainment is? It's the picks, the analysis, the information, mixed with the laughter and the entertainment, smart sports betting content that'll put a smile on your face.
The BetQL Network, streaming live each day and helping you bet smarter.
If you're a sports fan, you know why you should listen. It's sports betting content without the BS. No hot takes, no nonsense.
The BetQL Network, streaming live right now on Odyssey.
Sports, bets, and entertainment.
I'm Doc Rivers, and I'm proud to present a new podcast documentary series called It Was Said Sports, where I guide you through 6 of the most impactful and timeless speeches in sports history. Listen and follow It Was Said Sports. a documentary podcast presentation of Shining City Audio, a C13 Originals and John Meacham Studio. Available now on Odyssey and wherever you listen to your podcasts.